You lie in bed. The lights are off. The clock says 2:43 a.m. And once again, you're wide awake. Maybe your legs feel restless. Maybe your mind won't stop racing. Or maybe you don't even know why. All you know is that this isn't new. And tomorrow, you'll feel groggy, forgetful, maybe even a little foggy in the head. Sound familiar? Now here's something you might not know. Just one night of poor sleep in your 60s or 70s doesn't just make you tired. It actually changes how your brain stores memories. Not in some vague, theoretical way, but in measurable, visible shifts. Scientists at UC Berkeley found that deep sleep helps move memories from short-term to long-term storage. When you don't get that deep, slow-wave sleep, those memories, they don't stick. And if that keeps happening night after night, your brain starts to struggle. Not just with memory, but with attention, focus, even your ability to make decisions. So no, it's not just aging. It's not just a bad night. It's your brain trying to function without its most vital repair system, sleep. That's what we are talking about today. Because getting older doesn't mean surrendering your sleep. In fact, quality sleep may be the most powerful way to protect your mind as you age. If you've been feeling more forgetful lately, if you sometimes walk into a room and forget why, or you just don't feel mentally sharp anymore, don't ignore that. But also, don't panic. You can turn this around. You just need to know how. In this video, we'll talk about the real reasons your sleep may have changed after 60, the damage it causes when left unchecked, and the simple but powerful ways to reclaim deeper, more restorative rest. I'll walk you through the science in plain language, give you practical tips, and explain why your efforts really do matter, even if you've had poor sleep for years. Before we dive in, I want to hear from you. In the comments, tell me your age and what's been the most frustrating part of your sleep lately. Is it falling asleep? Staying asleep? Waking up too early? Or just feeling tired no matter how long you were in bed? I read every comment, and your answers help shape the next videos. You're not alone in this. Let's figure it out together. Let's start with something that's been quietly sabotaging millions of older adults without them even realizing it. Your sleep schedule. You might think it's enough to just get about 7 or 8 hours. But what time you go to bed and wake up actually matters more than you think. Your brain runs on a circadian rhythm. It's like an internal clock set by light. That rhythm controls when melatonin gets released, when cortisol wakes you up, and when your body starts powering down for rest. But as you get older, this rhythm gets more sensitive. Light in the evening, like from a TV or phone, can push it off. Irregular wake times confuse it. And when your rhythm's off, even if you're in bed, you're not getting true restorative sleep. Here's what researchers at Stanford found. Older adults who maintain a consistent wake-up time, even on weekends, have deeper, longer sleep cycles and better memory retention than those with irregular sleep habits. Think about that. Something as simple as setting your alarm every day at 7 or 7:30, even if you're retired, could sharpen your brain in just a few weeks. Now maybe you've told yourself, I don't need a schedule anymore. But that freedom may be the very thing stealing your rest. Because when your body doesn't know what to expect, it can't prepare. You're stuck tossing and turning, while your brain's still looking for its rhythm. So here's what you can do right now. Pick a wake-up time. Stick with it for the next 14 days. Yes, even on Sundays. Then count backward to set your bedtime. You don't need to fall asleep the moment you hit the pillow. But your body needs the pattern. And after about 2 weeks, it will start to adjust. You might be surprised how quickly things begin to shift. But there's another hidden factor that's affecting your nights. Something most people over 60 do almost every afternoon. The nap. Now, don't get me wrong. A short nap can be great. But the way many older adults nap is actually making their nights worse. Here's why. When you nap for more than 30 to 40 minutes, your body drops into deeper sleep stages. That sounds good, right? But it's not. Because when bedtime comes around, your sleep pressure, the natural buildup of fatigue in your brain, is already partly relieved. It's like trying to eat a full dinner after a late heavy lunch. You're just not hungry anymore. Sleep works the same way. Napping too long or too late in the day can delay the onset of nighttime sleep and reduce its quality. The Mayo Clinic has studied this. They found that naps longer than 40 minutes, especially after 3 p.m., were linked to fragmented nighttime sleep in older adults, even those without any diagnosed sleep disorders. So here's a better approach. If you feel sleepy in the afternoon, set a timer for 20 to 30 minutes maximum. Earlier is better, ideally before 2 p.m. And if you wake up groggy from naps, try walking outside right after. Sunlight signals your brain that it's time to reset and shift into the second half of your day. You might be thinking, but I don't nap that often. Here's the thing, dozing off while watching TV. That's a nap. Closing your eyes in a recliner for just a bit? That's a nap too. It all counts. And if your sleep at night isn't great, those small doses during the day might be part of the problem. Let's talk about something most people overlook, your bedroom itself. Not just the bed. The entire sleep environment. Because your brain is extremely sensitive to signals. And your room might be giving off the wrong ones. Take light, for example. Even a small amount of light, like the glow from a digital clock or a hallway nightlight, can suppress melatonin by as much as 50%. That's what researchers from the University of Chicago found. Half the melatonin, just from light. And melatonin is the hormone that helps your brain initiate and maintain sleep. What about noise? You might say you've gotten used to sleeping with the TV on, or with background sounds. But your brain hasn't. During sleep, your hearing doesn't shut off. Your brain continues to monitor sounds, and even if you don't fully wake up, noise fragments your sleep cycles. You're not getting the deep restoration you need. Temperature matters too. As you age, your body's ability to regulate temperature declines slightly. That means you may need a cooler room to fall asleep, but warmer blankets to stay comfortable. The sweet spot? Around 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Anything above 70 might cause shallow sleep. And let's not forget air quality. Dust, allergens, even stale air can affect how deeply you breathe at night. If you've ever woken up with a dry mouth, sore throat, or congestion, your bedroom air might be to blame. Try cracking a window slightly. Use an air purifier if you can. Even switching your pillowcase more often can make a difference. Your bedroom should feel like a sanctuary, a space your brain recognizes as the place we sleep. So start there. Clear out distractions. Remove any devices you don't need. Add softness, curtains, rugs, cozy textures. Make it feel like somewhere you want to fall asleep in. Because your environment teaches your brain what to expect. If your room feels like a sleep zone, your brain will follow. Now let's shift gears and talk about what you do before bed. That final hour before you lie down, that's when you're either setting yourself up for deep sleep or sabotaging it without realizing. This is where we'll pick back up next. Because what happens in those last 60 minutes, the light you see, the thoughts you think, even what you drink, has more power over your brain than you'd ever expect. And once you know how to use that time, everything can change. So let's come back to that final hour before bed. Because this is where most people go wrong. And it's not because you're doing something terrible. It's usually just a handful of habits that never got questioned. Like watching the news right before sleep. Or checking emails on your tablet. Or having that calming glass of wine. But here's the truth. These tiny routines have a much bigger impact than they seem. Let's talk light first. Your eyes aren't just cameras, they're sensors. And even after 60, they're still sending powerful signals to your brain, especially in the evening. When your eyes take in light, especially the blue light from screens, it tells your brain, stay alert, it's still daytime. The result? Your melatonin production drops. Not a little. In some studies, people exposed to bright light 2 hours before bed had up to 80% less melatonin in their system by the time they tried to sleep. And yes, even night mode or dim screens still emit enough blue light to disrupt your rhythm. So here's what to try instead. Set a firm screen-off time, at least 1 hour before bed. Switch to things that don't involve backlit screens. Reading a paper book. Doing a crossword. Listening to soft music or an audiobook. Even simple stretching or writing in a journal. You're not just killing time. You're giving your brain a gentle signal. We are winding down now. Now about alcohol. You've probably heard someone say, a little nightcap helps me sleep. And at first glance, that feels true. Alcohol does make you drowsy. But that's not sleep, it's sedation. And sedation doesn't give you the deep, memory repairing, brain cleansing sleep you actually need. It fragments your cycles. You wake up more often. Your REM sleep, the The part that boosts creativity and emotional resilience gets cut short. What's worse, alcohol suppresses your body's ability to regulate temperature and breathing. That's why many people wake up sweaty, dehydrated, or needing to pee more often after drinking, even if they fell asleep quickly. So if you're struggling with sleep and still having wine in the evening, try cutting it out for a few nights. You might be surprised how much better your sleep feels, less disrupted, more refreshing, more clear-headed in the morning. Now let's talk thoughts. That last hour before bed isn't just about what you do. It's about what you carry with you into sleep. Worry, planning, self-criticism. Those thoughts don't just disappear when you close your eyes. They echo. They stir your nervous system, raise your cortisol, tighten your muscles. And that creates shallow sleep, or keeps you from falling asleep at all. If your mind tends to race at night, try something simple. Before bed, write down the 3 things that are sitting in your head the most. Not as a journal. Just a quick brain dump. You're not solving them. You're giving your brain permission to put them aside. Some people even keep a pad right next to the bed for this. And it helps, because your brain likes closure. It likes knowing you've acknowledged the thoughts, even if you haven't solved them yet. Another simple trick? Try a gratitude scan. Before bed, think of 3 small things that felt okay today. Not big achievements. Just small, real moments. A call from someone you love. The way the sunlight hit the table. A moment of laughter or calm. Gratitude helps shift your nervous system out of fight or flight and into rest and digest. That's not just feel-good talk, it's neurobiology. And it works. Now here's something you may not have considered. Food. What you eat, and when, can either support your sleep or disturb it. And the effects get more noticeable after 60. As you age, digestion slows. That means big meals late in the evening can stay in your stomach longer, pushing your body to keep working when it should be powering down. So if you often wake up feeling heavy, bloated, or slightly nauseated in the middle of the night, think back to your last meal. Was it close to bedtime? Was it spicy or high-fat? Try shifting dinner a bit earlier, even by 30 minutes. And keep late-night snacks light and simple. A banana. A small bowl of oatmeal. Some plain crackers with tea. Those types of foods actually support melatonin production. Speaking of which, did you know that certain foods can gently increase melatonin? Tart cherries, walnuts, almonds, even warm milk with a pinch of nutmeg. There's research from Louisiana State University showing that older adults who drank tart cherry juice twice a day slept longer and had better sleep efficiency over time. You don't need to load your diet with these, but knowing you have options helps. One more important piece: movement. Many older adults stop exercising regularly, either from joint pain, fatigue, or the false belief that rest equals recovery. But your body was built to move. And when you move during the day, even just a walk, gardening, or light stretching, you build what's called sleep pressure. That's the biological hunger for deep sleep. No movement, no pressure. And without that, your body won't drop into deep stages of rest. You'll float through light sleep, wake up easily, and feel unsatisfied in the morning. The best kind of movement for sleep? Morning or early afternoon exercise. A 20-minute walk outside. Chair yoga. Dancing to your favorite oldies. The more natural light and fresh air you get while moving, the more clearly your body understands, this is daytime. We'll rest when it's dark. Now maybe you've heard all this before, or tried parts of it. Maybe you've gotten discouraged. And I get it. Changing sleep patterns isn't instant. It takes a few weeks. And sometimes, it takes trying more than one strategy together. But the rewards are real. Clearer thinking. More energy. Better mood. Less anxiety. Even fewer sugar cravings and blood pressure fluctuations. Because sleep isn't just about rest. It's your brain's reset button. It's the nightly maintenance that keeps you functioning. Not just surviving, but truly living. And when you start sleeping better, the world starts to feel a little different. You remember names faster. You laugh more easily. You feel less overwhelmed. Things click again. And you begin to realize, you haven't lost your sharpness. It was just buried under weeks, maybe years, of poor sleep. You can change that. Starting tonight. Not by overhauling everything, but by making one small shift. Maybe it's setting a wake-up time. Maybe it's cutting that glass of wine. Maybe it's creating a wind-down ritual. Start there. One change. Let it ripple. Then build from there. So now I want to ask you, what's one change from this video you're willing to try this week? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your plan. And if you've already tried something that worked for you, share that too. You never know who it might help. And if you found this video useful, please subscribe. Share it with someone else who's been struggling with sleep. You're not alone in this. And you don't have to figure it out in the dark. Because good sleep, it's not a luxury. It's a necessity. And you deserve to have it back.